Hi students, I'm going to quickly make a video for you to show you how to make a graph using a set of data that you have gotten from the lab. So I'm going to quickly go ahead and share my screen. And I just have some data here. We're going to pretend that there were 3 different types of fruit trees that were treated, their soil was treated. And we're going to compare that to untreated soil with a particular chemical. And then we're going to take their average fruit count. And so I'm just going to delete these numbers here just so that you know where I got those numbers from. And we have 5 sets of data. So we'll have a sample size of 5, one with 4 replicates. And we're going to do the average fruit count. And so in order to figure out the average fruit count, you're going to do equals AVERAGE parentheses, and you're going to highlight that row and then press enter. And then in Google Sheets, it's going to suggest an autofill, and it's pretty much the same step that you just did. And you're going to say, sure, that's great. Remember, do not put units into your table. Google Sheets does not like that. And so now we have our averages. And if we were to go ahead and graph that on a graph, let's go ahead and highlight that. And then we're going to do insert chart. There we go. Now these look all the same, and it's because the Google Sheets thinks that they're all the same, what they call series. It makes it very hard for you to be able to add in error bars. So what we're going to do instead is switch our rows and columns, right? So when you do that, it treats them as all separate series. So you can see that there. And that way you can add in separate error bars. Now, when we do error bars in our class, we are going to be looking at the standard error of the mean. And to be 95% confident, we're going to be doing 2 times the SEM. And so in order to figure out the standard error of the mean, we have to calculate out standard deviation. So we have a row for, or a column for standard deviation, standard error of the mean, and then 2 times SEM. So in order to figure out standard deviation, the formula that you use is equals STDEV parentheses, and then you're going to highlight 1 through 5. Do not include your average. Press enter. And yes, you're happy with that. And then for SEM, the equation is your standard deviation divided by the square root of the number of samples. For this case, there are 5 samples. Okay then. And then in order to be 95% confident, we are going to do 2 times the SEM. So 2 times SEM, we're going to do equals. You always do equals when you want to do a mathematical equation. So 2 times SEM, and then autofill. Great. And so what we're going to do now is we're going to add in our error bars, and then we'll put on a title. So in order to add on the error bars, you can double click on one of the bars, and here's your first series, the untreated apple. I'm just going to scroll over to our error bar numbers. Click on error bars, and it's going to be a constant because it's a single number. And we're going to put in 0.748. Okay. And then we're going to scroll back up, and we'll do treated apples and error bars. And we're going to do a constant 2.059. Scroll back up. We'll do untreated plum, error bar, 0.8. Treated plum, error bar, 2.6. 2.608. Because of rounding. And then the last two are untreated peach, which is again 0.8. And your treated peach. One 0.855. Okay, and now let's scroll down here and take a look at our numbers. Okay. For our title, you can change the text of the title on the side here, or you can change it on the top. And so I'm going to say the average number of fruit from various fruit trees with treated and untreated soil. And then you can put n equals 5. Okay. And that is how you make a graph. And then you look to see whether your error bars are overlapping or they're not. And if they are overlapping, do they include the mean? If you have any questions, let me know, and I hope this helps.